Good morning, students. In my previous discussion, I had trained you how to write down the molecular structure using Lewis electron dot symbols, in which we wrote the Lewis electron dot structures of the atoms and Lewis electron dot structures of the molecules. What we did in that, we took a central atom and then we wrote the valence electrons in the form of dots. All right, and around those dots we brought other atoms which paired or which shared its electron, and we made circles to show that how they are sharing the electrons to complete their octet. After that, we saw one major drawback of the octet rule is that there are certain atoms which can extend its covalency, and also that there are some atoms in which the octet is not completed, and with less number of electron also the atoms are stable. So these were the drawbacks of octet theory. So we will just quickly see those drawbacks once again and a few more, and then we will go to the concept of hybridization and orbital concept, which will give us more tools to think about the structure of atom and the energy of the molecule also, which octet theory does not speak about. All right, so let us revise what we have studied in our previous class, and then we will be able to come to the topic very closely related with the octet rule or octet theory. The first was that many molecules extended its octet of central atom like SF6, PCl5. In case of SF6, see there are 12 electrons. Around sulfur atom. In case of PCl5, see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So there are 12 electrons in the valence shell of central atom. It would be better to say around the central atom. In case of PCl5, there are 10 electrons around phosphorus atom. See, there are 10 electrons. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. So here see octet rule is extended. There can be some molecules in which less than 8 electrons also can make the molecule stable. Say in case of beryllium, it has only 2 electrons and 2 chlorine atoms can come. So see, only 4 electrons are there around beryllium. In case of BF3, there are 3 electrons in the valence shell, and if I bring fluorine atoms, it has 7 electrons in the outermost shell, just like chlorine only. So since boron has only 3 electrons, so there are 6 electrons in the periphery of boron. So here see, octet rule is not obeyed. Even with 4 electrons around beryllium it is stable. Even with 6 electrons around beryllium, boron, BF3 is stable, isn't it? So octet rule may extend, or electron deficient molecule can also be formed. This was one drawback. Another drawback was shape, size, structure and bond angle. Bond length, was not explained completely. Although we could find out that it would be an atom containing 4 atoms or 6 atoms or 3 atoms around it, but what will be the arrangement? So if there are 4 surrounding atoms, so those 4 surrounding atoms, will it form a pyramidal structure, will it form a tetrahedral structure, or will it form a square planar structure? That was not explained by this octet theory. Next, whether the molecule will be stable or will not be stable was not explained. Alright, like stability of the molecule, stability or say energy of the molecule was not explained, and hence the concept of hybridization of atomic orbitals came up. What is the meaning of hybridization? Hybridization means intermixing of atomic orbitals and redistribution of electrons to form covalent bond. More about this we will be able to understand if you understand the shape of the orbitals which we have studied in the atomic structure, and how the atomic orbitals they combine or undergo hybridization and take new shape. Alright, shape of hybrid orbitals. Before that, let us try to understand the meaning of orbital. What is the meaning of orbital? Orbital means space around the nucleus where probability of finding electron is maximum. Now since this was a revisionary topic, I can erase this. You can always play back, pause and note down. If the probability of finding electron is uniform around the nucleus, means same electron density will be there around the nucleus, then we will make a sphere. Okay, so sphere, it is sphere, so it is called as S orbital. P orbital is dumbbell shaped. It can be Py in the y-axis, it can be Px, where the lobe is bigger, their probability of finding electron is maximum. Where the lobe is bigger, their probability of finding electron is maximum. And where the lobe is conical, it is called as node where no probability of finding electron is there. It is Px and Pz will be inside the board and coming towards you. Inside the board and coming towards you. This is Z axis. So it is Pz. Maximum capacity of any of these orbital to hold electron is 2. So there can be maximum 2 electrons which can be there inside any such orbital. This is the maximum capacity. D orbital is double dumbbelled. D orbital is double dumbbelled. In box diagram we make one box for this. In box diagram we make 3 boxes for this. Px, Py and Pz. Dumbbell shape, and D orbital is double dumbbell shaped. Now this kind of shape is planar. Alright, these are like axial kind of a shape. They will have one axis, x, y or z. But it is planar, so it will have 2 dimensions. Alright. So the various dimensions which can be there in a cube are, it can be in the xy plane. So we'll call it as dxy. Similarly, one can be in the yz plane. So we'll call it as dyz. One can be in the dzx plane. So we'll call it as dzx plane. One will be in the diagonal plane. We will call that as dx square minus y square. And the one we will be there which will be touching the face of the cube. Touching the face of the cube. That will be called as dz square. So in this way there are 5 d orbitals. When I write these d orbitals like this, then there is a conventional mistake that actually these all d orbitals are of equal energy level. Hence, they has to be written in the same line. Alright. So just to make you understand, I wrote this. I will write down in the same line. It would be like this rather. dxy, dyz, dzx, dx square minus y square and dx square. To see this more clearly, I can draw some planes over here. Say this is the cube. And if I want to take the xy plane, so I will take this xy plane. This xy plane I have taken. In this xy plane, this is dxy. Again, dyz plane. This is y axis, this is z axis. So the d orbital which will be there in dyz plane will be called as dyz. One will be there like this. dxz. In this plane. Then dx square minus y square. The plane in which the d orbital will touch the faces, the opposite faces. This will be dz square. But before that we should do dx square minus y square. This was yz, this was dzx. Now what is the diagonal plane? Diagonal plane is this one. So d orbital present over here touching this diagonal is dx square minus y square and then dz square. They touch all the faces, and due to the repulsion of all the electrons around, this forms a collar. So dz square structure is like this. This is dz square. Now knowing the shape of these orbitals is very important to understand hybridization. The orientation of the orbital, ठीक है, इन स्ट्रक्चर्स और शेप को जानना इसलिए जरूरी है क्योंकि इन स्ट्रक्चर्स और शेप के कॉम्बिनेशन से ही मॉलिक्यूल का शेप और स्ट्रक्चर पता चलेगा, ओरिएंटेशन पता चलेगा. ओरिएंटेशन मतलब स्पेस में किस तरफ वो मुड़ा हुआ है, किस तरफ वो झुका हुआ है, किस तरफ वो फेस किया हुआ है. ठीक है, तो इसको हम कहते हैं ओरिएंटेशन. स्पेस में किस तरह से वो ओरिएंटेड है, ठीक है, किस प्लेन में ओरिएंटेड है, उसको पता करने के लिए हमें ऑर्बिटल्स के शेप जानने जरूरी होते हैं. इसलिए हमने फिर से एक बार रिवाइज कर लिया ऑर्बिटल्स के शेप पे. हाइब्रिडाइजेशन में क्या होता है, ये जो एस है, एस के साथ, एस जो है पी के साथ, एस पी डी के साथ, पी पी एस के साथ मिलके एक हाइब्रिड ऑर्बिटल बनाता है. हाइब्रिड ऑर्बिटल बनाता है. और वो हाइब्रिड ऑर्बिटल क्या बनाता है, इस तरह से बनाता है ताकि वो ज्यादा से ज्यादा इलेक्ट्रॉन को अनपेयर कर पाए और दूसरे अनपेयर्ड इलेक्ट्रॉन को उसके साथ वो जोड़ पाए. ठीक है, तो अगर कहा जाए ठीक तरीके से तो ऐसा होता है कि मॉलिक्यूल बनते हैं तो उनको हम एक्सप्लेन करते हैं हाइब्रिडाइजेशन कॉन्सेप्ट से. ऐसा नहीं है कि हाइब्रिडाइजेशन होता है उस प्रकार से तो मॉलिक्यूल वैसा बना. रिवर्स सोचेंगे, है ना, कि मॉलिक्यूल के जो शेप एंड स्ट्रक्चर हैं उनको हम इन हाइब्रिडाइजेशन कॉन्सेप्ट से हम एक्सप्लेन कर सकते हैं. ठीक है, चूंकि हम ऐसा एक्सप्लेन कर रहे हैं इसलिए वो स्ट्रक्चर ऐसा है, ऐसा नहीं है, ऐसा भगवान ने बनाया है. ठीक है, तो ईश्वर ने जैसा बनाया है मॉलिक्यूल उसको हम साइंस से एक्सप्लेन करते हैं, ना कि हम एक्सप्लेन कर रहे हैं इस प्रकार से इसलिए वो मॉलिक्यूल वैसा बन रहा है, क्योंकि हमारी एक्सप्लेनेशन कई सारी जगह पे जाके फेल हो जाती है. ठीक है, तो विल सी इट नाउ. एफ ऑर्बिटल क्या होता है? एफ ऑर्बिटल न्यूक्लियस से बहुत दूर होता है और न्यूक्लियस से दूर होने के कारण उसके जो इलेक्ट्रॉन डेंसिटी होते हैं वो बहुत डिफ्यूज्ड होते हैं स्पेस में, इसलिए एक पर्टिकुलर शेप नहीं होता, वो डिफ्यूज्ड होता है। इसलिए एफ ऑर्बिटल के शेप के बारे में हम बात भी नहीं करेंगे और ना कि हम हाइब्रिडाइजेशन में भी उसकी बात करेंगे, ठीक है। तो ये इसका एक ड्रॉबैक है कि क्या हुआ भाई एफ ऑर्बिटल के बारे में, उसका भी तो कोई शेप होना चाहिए। तो ये ड्रॉबैक है कि वी कैन नॉट talk about the shape of the f orbital because f orbitals are far away from the influence of the charge in the nucleus. As a result, the electrons are not arranged in a particular dense manner. Now we will see the shape of the hybrid orbitals. Okay. So hybridization we have studied. Hybridization is intermixing of atomic orbital and redistribution of electrons. अब hybridization होता कैसे है, क्यों होता है, we will see later on. S1s and 1p, they will combine to form sp hybrid orbital. ये इसका मैक्सिमम मतलब मैक्सिमम डेंसिटी ऑफ इलेक्ट्रॉन, इसका मिनिमम इधर, इसका मिनिमम इधर। ये बाद में जाके हम नहीं भी लिखते हैं तो काम चलता है, जो मिनिमम है बाद में जाके हम नहीं भी लिखते हैं तो काम चल जाता है, अभी तो लिखना पड़ेगा, ठीक है। दिस इज 1s, दिस इज 1p, so its shape is sp. Now 1s and any of the 2p, so we form sp2 hybrid orbital. 1s and all the 3p's. px, py and pz. So we form sp3 hybrid orbital. 1s, 1p, another p, third p and 1d will form sp3d hybrid orbital. Then 1s, 1p, another p, third p and 2d orbitals will form sp3d2 hybrid orbital. Okay, so now let us see what kind of shape they will form. sp will form linear shape. कोई भी दो पॉइंट होंगे, 1 पॉइंट 2 पॉइंट, दो पॉइंट से एक लाइन बन सकता है। यहाँ पे 3 पॉइंट्स है, 1 पॉइंट इसके, 2 पॉइंट्स पी के, तो ये क्या बनाएंगे, ट्राइगोनल प्लेनर शेप। It will form a trigonal planar shape like this. sp3 will form tetrahedral shape. One like this, one coming towards you, one going inside the board and one on the same plane. So it forms a tetrahedron. sp3d, 5 points are there, 5 points are arranged in a trigonal bipyramidal form like this. One triangle, one above the plane, one below the plane. sp3d2, it will form octahedral shape. What is octahedral shape? Octahedral shape is like this. It will have a plane square, one above the plane, one below the plane, and 4 in the corners. So it forms octahedron. So this was the basic concept of hybridization. All right. Very much basic concept about hybridization. We can take a few examples of a molecules also for your understanding, and we will see how to find out the hybridization. But as of now, we will just take the example. sp in case of BeCl2. It has sp hybridization. How? That we will see tomorrow. BF3 has sp2. CH4 has sp3, PCl5 has trigonal bipyramidal, and SF6 has octahedral shape. It has tetrahedral shape. 3-dimensional. Huh? This is 3-dimensional. This is 2-dimensional. This is linear. This is trigonal planar. This is tetrahedral. This is trigonal, bipyramidal, trigonal, bipyramidal, TBP, and this is octahedral. So tomorrow we will be digging the matter deep, and we will try to understand that how BeCl2 is formed, how BF3 is formed, how CH4 is formed, how PCl5 is formed. But altogether, if I try to jot it down now, it will become a long video and you will have difficulty in understanding if you are learning it for the first time. Alright, so allow me to elucidate the structure formation and making you understand how to explain the hybridization in minimum these molecules at least, and then we will go for some other molecules. So we will be discussing about hybridization concept in detail, and then we will go for VSEPR theory, that is valence electron pair repulsion theory. Before that, we have to understand the concept of intermixing of atomic orbitals and redistribution of electrons and hybridization. So hope this much you have found quite interesting, colorful, and easy for you to understand. This was a new concept, so take some time to understand. And our next topic will be, I will be explaining each of these molecules structure and their hybridization in detail, and after that I will be giving you a few more molecules as homework also. Alright, so which textbook should you follow, and which page number should you follow for this? For this you can follow the table which is given in your NCERT book. Table 4.6 of page 114. Table 4.6 of page 114 you can see. Alright, so they have given in tabular form. I have tried to explain it little bit with previous basics required. Okay, assuming that the previous thing you would not be able to relate, so I have taken the previous thing and I have tried to collaborate those concepts with the current concept so that your understanding becomes easier. Alright, so when I will take individual cases of these molecules, it will become even more easier, and you will have to do lots of pen and paper practice for this too. Means just by seeing the video, you will not be able to do good. So I will be giving you certain pen and paper work, chart making work, in which you have to do some real time, effortful work for understanding chemical bonding and molecular structure and hybridization particularly. Thank you.